Next Stop series went off the beaten path to find spots where you and your family can create memories. We're headed north on Route 29 from Lynchburg to find affordable fun for you and your family. And since we're lucky enough to live in Virginia, a beautiful drive is part of the trip. Our first stop, Orange in Orange County, an easy drive up Route 29, about an hour and 45 minutes from Lynchburg. Orange is named in honor of William IV, the Prince of Orange of the Netherlands. The town is built on history. In fact, the man who's considered the father of the Constitution had his home just outside of town. Welcome to James Madison's Montpelier. This is where historians say our fourth president shaped the ideas for the Constitution.
This is more than just a historic house where Madison lived.
Kyle Stetz is the Director of Education and Visitor Engagement at Montpelier and is an expert in all things James Madison.
The physical work that he actually did inside of that structure not only changed United States history, but I think you could argue even changed the course of world history. While Madison's work inside plays an important part of Americans' lives today, there is also a rich history connected to the outside of the home, which began as a plantation. About 300 men, women, and children were enslaved here on this plantation over the course of 3 generations of Madison ownership of the property. But Madison's work wasn't confined to his home and property. He had a big impact on Albemarle County and worked closely with his friend Thomas Jefferson to establish one well-known institution. Everybody thinks that Jefferson solely alone established the University of Virginia. Well, James Madison was right there along with him that entire journey in creating that university. And actually the first Board of Visitors meeting of UVA was right here in this house behind us. When you walk the grounds both inside and outside, you can see Madison's love for this property. He paid close attention to what was planted here. And the Liberty Temple, which stands just outside the home, was said to be built to celebrate both knowledge and history. So our history is rich in stories that really kind of help us to understand the nation, how we were founded, our founding documents, and then also the legacy of enslavement and the legacy of the decisions and the documents that some of which began right here at Montpelier. If history isn't your thing, we have another idea. How about getting lost for a little while? This is Liberty Mills Farm, about a 10-minute drive from Montpelier and home to the country's largest corn maze.
Big, heavy roots at the bottom. Those are...
Kent Woods and his wife Evie moved to Virginia from Wisconsin to escape the harsh winters and to get involved in agritainment, introducing people to agriculture through fun farm-related activities.
We had a 20-acre maze, and we just kept adding and adding and adding.
It wasn't long before that 20 acres grew to 34, and they now have 4 separate trails, including a mystery maze. Those mazes change every year, but it takes a lot of work, and Kent doesn't rely on modern technology like a computer or GPS to plan it all out.
The entire maze is cut in by hand. We plant the field in both directions. We create a grid sheet. A lot of people are amazed by the fact that it only takes about 20 to 25 man-hours to do.
So how long does it take to make your way through all this corn? That's your call. You can try out the story maze, which will take you around 30 minutes. If you do all 4, you might spend most of your day here, but rest assured, you won't be left behind.
I jokingly say I've never come back in the morning and still found somebody wandering through the maze, and I don't think that will change this year.
The farm also has a pumpkin patch, flower picking, and a farm shop offering homemade ice cream, fudge, local honey, and more. Our next stop in Orange takes us to the sky. If you're looking for something a little more daring, you're not going to find a better place in Orange than Skydive Orange. It's been around since 1977, and the folks here say they have more than 13,000 reasons you should check them out.
Some people are looking for maybe a thrill or something more than a roller coaster.
Zachary Pavarnik has been an instructor for 16 years and has about 16,000 jumps under his belt, or a parachute. He says they offer a higher jump altitude. Instead of around 12,000 feet like other skydiving centers, you'll make a tandem jump from more than 13,000 feet above the ground.
It's hard to explain, but the closest thing was probably floating.
No, that's not me, but I am thinking about it. In the approximately 8 minutes it takes you to get back down to earth, Zachary says you'll have the chance to enjoy the scenery. Or if you want, go nuts and throw in a few spins.
I feel it's a little bit more scenic and surreal than anything else. It's kind of just a good view half the time, or you can go crazy and have all the roller coaster fun.
That's it for our stop in Orange. Our next stop takes us to Luray, Virginia. All right, so this was a lot of fun. I just sort of wanted to do this because there's so much going on right now in the news. It's a little heavy, so I thought, let's let people get away for just a few minutes, either with us or you can try some of those yourself. The skydiving, which
I think we're all in
the three
for
of
that.
us are kind of talking about it, maybe a group trip.
That would be
That
awesome.
would be a lot of fun.
Could we just like start the show like on the ground and then make our way up in the plane for the second half hour?
And then the goodbye,
and then
the
goodbye
final,
will fall out.
We'll
That'd
see
be
you
cool.
tomorrow as we
Falling
land.
from the sky.
That'd be
It was
fun.
like- no, that was a lot of fun. It was all really great fun. I do want to tell you that tomorrow is actually Constitution Day, when we recognize the adoption of the Constitution. So Saturday, Montpelier is going to be celebrating. They're going to have an open house, children's activities, and more. And so as you just saw, what we're going to do on Thursday, though, is we're heading north to Luray.
That'll be fun.
And that is really, really cool. We've got some fun things going on there. If you've heard of the cavern there.
Oh, yeah.
The
Yes.
cavern there. That is the place to be. Yeah, so anyway, you can see more of my trip to Orange on our YouTube page, some of the footage you didn't see here at WSET ABC 13.